President Wilcox and the Southern Virginia staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following SVU athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist, or sexist remarks. No personal remarks toward players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Zero tolerance for alcohol and tobacco use at all contests. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team and keep it positive for our visitors. Thank you for your cooperation, and go! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer to be offered by Sam Armstrong.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for this opportunity to come out here and watch a good game of softball. We pray that the players will play to the best of their ability and that no one will get injured or hurt, and that everyone can have good sportsmanship. And we're so thankful for thy Son and his sacrifice for us. And we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
And now for the starting lineups. First for the reserves for Guilford College. Double zero, Darby Kozin. Number 1, Natalie Conrad. Number 4, Courtney Lackey. Number 8, Abby Worsham. Number 10, Shannon Petch. Number 11, Sarah Adams. Number 12, Jessica Beck. Number 13, Katie Holt. Number 18, Sarah Ockham. Number 19, Jordan Deep. Number 21, Laura Thompson. Number 22, Kaylee Swain. Number 23, Ella Kosha. Number 24, Amanda Gillis. Number 27, Abigail Roll. Number 32, Haley Green. And number 88, Tori Manis. And now for the starting lineup. Leading off and playing left field, number 6, Michaela Carver. Batting second and playing the designated player, number 9, Delaney Taylor. Batting third and playing catcher, number 5, Michaela Crawford. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, number 34, Anna Wolf. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 7, Sabrina Moreno. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 17, Jordan Stark. In at seventh, playing third base, number 33, Katie McNeil. Up eighth, playing second base, number 28, Savannah Yale. In center field, in the ninth spot, number 2, Katie Blankenship. And the pitcher for the Quakers this afternoon, pitcher number 14, Julie Goff. The Quakers are coached by Dennis Shores and assisted by Morgan Peterson, Tim Lackey, and Robert Lamb. And now for the starting lineup for your Southern Virginia Knights. The reserves for the Knights: number 9, Camberlyn Washburn. Number 13, Taylor Wolf. Number 20, Melanie Payton. Number 22, Aubrey Jorgensen. And number 28, Caitlin Barber. And your starters, leading off for the Knights and pitching, number 47, Heather Terranova. Batting second and playing catcher, number 12, Megan Harmon. Batting third and playing third base, number 5, Madison Rigby. Batting fourth and playing left field, number 15, George. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 1, Tara Hilton. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 24, Beth Hudson. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 11, Michaela Johnson. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 18, Molly Gabbert. Rounding out the lineup, batting ninth and playing center field, number 6, Katie Rose Helms. On the mound is Heather Terranova. The Knights are coached by Tiffany Pelton and assisted by Losahina Itono and Mike Harmon. Now, if you all please rise, remove your caps, and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University softball here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. I'm Jim Bresnahan. I'm joined by Craig Reese, and we are ready to bring you night softball today as the Knights get ready to host the Guilford Quakers out of the ODAC. As Southern Virginia is coming off a doubleheader sweep just a few days ago against Lancaster Bible Craig, and now the Knights are ready to host another doubleheader, this one against Guilford out of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference.
You know, it's a great day to be a Knight, but it's a terrible day to be out on this field. It is windy and chilly, and it can't be great to be standing out here.
Yeah, the temperatures we're supposed to get sometime this afternoon into the upper 40s, around 50, probably around 45 or so right now, but with the wind, I don't know, the wind chill could be what feels like 30 or 35.
Absolutely, and I really feel for Megan Harmon out there because she's going to have to be pitching in this, and her hands have got to be freezing.
And again, this will be a doubleheader, so it's probably only going to get colder, obviously, and who knows, it might get windier too.
Well, hopefully the wind calms down because really without the wind, it's not too terrible with the sun shining, but we're getting these patches of clouds coming and going, and then when the sun gets behind the clouds, it just feels like the temperature plummets.
And as Craig mentioned, Megan Harmon will get the start here in game one. Heather Tiranova behind the plate at catcher. Third baseman today, Madison Rigby. Also, Hudson will be the shortstop. Bethany Hudson, the freshman. Molly Gabbard, the first baseman. And for the Knights out in the outfield, Katie Rose Helms in center field. Hilton will be the right fielder. Stites will be the left fielder. And Michaela Johnson is over at second base again. We'll have the first game of this doubleheader for you. We won't be webcasting the second game, Craig, because at 7 o'clock tonight we've got men's lacrosse. Southern Virginia trying to bounce back from that loss to Christopher Newport this past weekend. They'll be hosting Merchant Marine tonight at 7 o'clock, and we'll have that webcast for you.
It should be a great game. You know, that CNU was a great game, and I think it was a good wake-up call for the Knights. You know, they had a 4-0, I believe, coming into that game.
Yep. And
really got their eyes opened, and I'm sure that Coach Lamb kicked their butts getting ready for this one.
Carver is the opening hitter for Guilford. There's a called strike.
Yeah, she pitched great last two games, and I'm looking forward to see what she can do today.
And again, the Knights are coming off that doubleheader sweep against Lancaster Bible on Saturday. And they've got a lot of doubleheaders coming up. Wilson on Friday. They won't start play in the Capital Athletic Conference against Penn State Harrisburg on the road until late March. And then early April, they'll have their first Capital Athletic Conference home doubleheader, but a lot of non-conference doubleheaders on the schedule. We say on the schedule, Craig, because in March you could get rain, you can get snow as that ball's hit down the left field line for an opening single for the Guilford Quakers.
Yeah, Michaela hit a great shot there. She was showing bunt, but she pulls back the last second and puts it for an easy line drive and easy first base. And
now Delaney Taylor will come to the plate for the Guilford Quakers, who come in with a record of 6-3 on the season. The Knights with a doubleheader sweep again against Lancaster Bible on Saturday, coming in 2-6 on the season. Quakers have their opening hitter on board, and a straight steal is successful for Carver. And that looked like the Knights a little off guard there, Craig, as Megan Harmon's pitch was a little high and a little slow getting to the plate, and it was a tough play for Heather Tiranova to try to throw that runner out.
The ball got there in time. She just wasn't able to get it down and touch the runner, unfortunately.
So now a runner at second base with nobody gone.
Oh, going to third?
Yeah, and a straight steal.
Oh, caught her by surprise that time.
That time it was kind of a delayed steal for the Guilford Quakers. And so Carver, 2 steals, one of second, one of third, and suddenly gets a runner at third and nobody out here for the Guilford Quakers with Taylor, the hitter, at the plate.
Making quick work of things. Not waiting at all.
That pitch is outside.
Oh. Good look, though. Now taking a little time to figure this out.
Little discussion at the mound there. Carver, by the way, came in with 6 steals in 9 games, so she's averaging almost a stolen base a game, and she just picked up 2 steals here in the first inning against the Knights.
Not resting on her morals for sure. She's out of Granite Falls, North Carolina.
And as you can see, very quick. And she's at third base right now with nobody out.
I wonder if this wind is adding into it.
And Hilton able to make the grab. And Hilton's got a pretty good arm, puts it on one bounce to the plate. So Carver stays at third base, and you can see Tara Hilton, how athletic she was to not only get to that ball, Craig, but gun that ball to home plate to make sure the runner at third could not score.
Did you see the curve it had on it from the wind? I mean, it looked like it was coming right towards it, and then all of a sudden pulled towards first base.
And she never lost sight of it. Now Crawford, the catcher for Guilford, is the hitter with still a runner at third base. Now 1 out.
They're hoping the wind will die down here. It's gusting pretty bad. There we go.
Called strike for Megan Harmon with a runner at third and 1 gone. Again, this is a doubleheader. We will not be webcasting game number 2. We'll have men's lacrosse at 7 o'clock. Knights would love to pick up another doubleheader sweep against a much tougher opponent today, and the Guilford Quakers, as opposed to Lancaster Bible. That pitch is outside.
Yeah, they've had a pretty good season so far, Guilford, and I know they're looking forward to trying their might against the Knights today.
Good test from the team from the ODAC. Harmon trying to get a big out with a runner at third, and only 1 out here in the first inning. That pitch is low. Wolf, the shortstop, the on-deck hitter. Harmon trying to get a big out here against Crawford. That ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Misplayed by Helms in center field.
Came in for the score.
Crawford will get the double, and it's 1-0 Guilford. That misplay in center field by Helms, just allowing the hitter to go an extra base from first to second. And so Crawford gets the run scoring signal. She's at second base, and now Wolf will come to the plate, the shortstop. Anna Wolf is a junior. There's a called strike.
Let's see if she works on stealing third.
So Guilford striking first here in the first inning, and quickly with a run already. Runner at second, only 1 out in the first inning. That pitch is outside.
But definitely more aware this time of her trying to run to third. Not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, nothing there for the Knights. Knights will be playing a lot of ODAC teams this season in non-conference. Guilford, the first one, of course. Other teams on the schedule include Mary Baldwin and Roanoke coming up later this month on the road. Harmon trying to get a big second out. Grounded right up the middle. Shortstop will make the play over to first. Gabbert with
Good
the
second
put
out there.
Hudson making the play. Bethany Hudson, the freshman from shortstop, is an all-important second out. So now 2 are gone. And it's going to be the right fielder coming up here for the Guilford Quakers with a runner at third and 2 outs now for Guilford. Sabrina Marino will be the hitter, right-handed hitter. Swings and misses for a strike.
If Megan hold her here, they can hold them to 1 run for this first inning.
And we'll see what the Knights can do offensively. They had a big offensive weekend with that doubleheader sweep against Lancaster Bible.
There we go.
2 quick strikes on Marino, the right fielder. See if Megan Harmon can get her first strikeout of the game. That pitch is grounded. That'll be a tough play. Rigby throws. Safe is the call.
That was very close.
And the runner at third holding just to be safe. So Marino reaches on the slow tapper down the third base line. Stark, the first baseman, will now come to be the hitter with first and third and 2 outs. And the Quakers on top here, 1-0.
Well, they were able to keep the runner on third, not able to let them run in, so little hope still.
And the runner at first will try a straight steal. And they almost got the runner at third, who was able to get back in time. It was going to be a double steal, but the Knights didn't fall for it. It almost got the runner at third out, but she was just able to get back in time. So now Jordan Stark has 2 runners in scoring position, second and third, 2 outs. And the wind really gusting right now with the Knights trailing here 1-0. That pitch is low.
The last thing she wants to do right now is put somebody on first and give them the opportunity to drive some more runs in. But she's been pitching pretty good so far today.
She has indeed. Harmon trying to get this big out here, and that pitch is a high and away.
You almost have to guess the wind
on
here.
Deck.
The wind gusts so hard, you have to guess when it's coming, and I'm sure it's making a big difference in her pitching path.
And if you're on the infield, you have to make sure that cloud of dust kicked up by the wind doesn't hit you right in the face while the ball's coming at you.
True.
That was low.
Oh, there she is.
Bases loaded. 2 outs and a big hitter coming down to the plate in McNeil, the third baseman. Katie McNeil, a freshman. Bases loaded and 2 outs. No place to put the hitter. Guilford already on top here, 1-0 in the first inning. So a big hitter coming up here for Megan Harmon to try to get out. And that's a called strike.
You have to be careful. They've already hit 13 home runs this year, so it's a possibility.
But they're already trailing by 1 here in the first. Don't want to fall any further behind. There's a called strike. And Harmon now a strike away from getting out of this first inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Need a lot of potential runs. There it is.
On and miss. Big strikeout.
Good timing, too.
And Guilford ends up getting a run, but they also leave 3 runners on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first, and the Knights are coming up trailing here 1-0. Welcome back to Southern Virginia Softball. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined today by Craig Reese, bringing you all the action of the Knights and the Guilford Quakers. Guilford scoring a run on the top of the first inning, but also leaving 3 runners on. And now the Knights will get their first shot at the pitcher for the Guilford Quakers, as the Knights will lead off with Heather Terranova.
Well, the
Julie Gow is the pitcher. She's a sophomore.
They've had 3 shutouts so far this year, so hopefully that doesn't happen tonight.
And Heather Terranova's done pretty well here lately with the bat. She hits that right off the pitcher. Terranova trying to get to first base, and she is out by a step. Good play there by the third baseman, McNeil. The ball hit off the pitcher, Craig, and then McNeil came over alertly on 1 or 2 bounces, grabbed that ball, and somehow got Terranova out at first base.
Yeah, Heather's from Whittier, California, and it is not that cold here or there as it is here today.
And now Megan Harmon, the pitcher for the Knights, steps in as the number 2 hitter.
That's good news that we got a hit right off the bat. Looks like they're ready to play.
Yeah, Terranova almost able to make it to first base, but McNeil able to throw her out. Now Megan Harmon trying to get on base to get something started here for the Knights in the first inning. A pitch inside.
I was talking with their father earlier, and they've been working a lot on slap hitting and just getting to first base and getting people on base. So we'll see if she does that today.
Knights were able to get a lot of players, a lot of hitters on base in that doubleheader sweep against Lancaster Bible last weekend.
Oh, that was a great hit, but unfortunately out of bounds or hit foul.
And way up on the hill to the left side. After Harmon, it'll be the third baseman Rigby, and then the left fielder Stites will be the cleanup hitter today.
They're coached today by Tiffany Pendleton, who's been a key instrument in building this team up here at SVU. We're looking forward to
they really built this team around when you just look back from a year or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
How much this team has really advanced and progressed.
A big difference in just a couple years. And the team is still fairly new. I mean, it's only been playing for about 5 years at the field, right?
Right. Still looking for that first Capital Conference win, but I know that Tiffany Pendleton was telling me a few weeks ago that she thinks this is the season the Knights will not just get their first conference win, but maybe get several conference victories. Harmon, good eye, draws the walk, so Megan is on first base, and now here comes the third baseman for the Knights, and Madison Rigby, the sophomore. Really, that wind continues to be a problem. I don't know how it impacts the players out there. You can imagine, Craig, after a while they kind of get used to it and kind of focus on the action.
Sure, and well, luckily Madison's from Idaho, and it gets pretty darn cold up there, so I'm sure she's had her experience playing in weather like this.
Harmon was trying to maybe draw a throw and see if she could draw a wild throw down the right field line. She wasn't going anywhere. Then Jordan Stites, the left fielder, is the on-deck hitter, hitting cleanup.
It looks like Julie Go, number 14, has quite the arm.
They throw down, but the first baseman was off the bag as Rigby showed a bunt. Harmon able to get back at first base. Talked about the Knights playing a lot of doubleheaders. They play Wilson at home on Friday and then Karn on Saturday. And the next Tuesday, they've got Maine Presque Isle. Of course, all that is probably weather dependent, trying to dodge rain and snow showers as Rigby hits it to the left side and through for a base hit.
Beautiful.
Harmon will stop at second, first and second. One out, good hit by Madison Rigby, and now here comes the cleanup hitter and Jordan Stites, the left fielder. The junior who did not play last year but played 2 years ago. Great to see Jordan come back to school and back on the softball team.
It's always good when you can get players coming back year after year to help.
Knights have good speed on the base pass right now. Harmon at second base, Rigby at first base. Only one gone here in the bottom of the first for the Knights. And Guilford on top, 1-0. Drilled,
wow.
Center field.
They're just reading Julie today.
Harmon takes the big turn, and she'll stay at third base.
I was playing that pretty close there.
Yeah, she was taking the big turn, thinking that with that ball hit to center field, she might have a chance to go all the way to home, but then she had to scramble back, and so as bases loaded, one out, and a great opportunity now for the Knights with bases loaded, only one gone, and here is Tara Hilton. That was very close, though, at third base. It could have easily been 2 outs in first and second. Pitch is low. Remember, in this situation, a walk is almost as good as a hit. It'll draw on a run. Knights are trying to tie the game, maybe with a hit here, take the lead in the first inning.
Have to see if she decides to keep playing it fast like she has and give them the opportunity for that grand slam, or just hoping again. Oh, she's showing bunt there.
Takes the strike on a pitch that was high and away.
I guess she just wants to put it out towards first base, take that out herself, but give the Knights their first run this inning.
Hilton's a good hitter, so we'll see if she can get bat on the ball to maybe drive that ball to the outfield and give the Knights the lead. Pitch is high. And the way Gal's throwing right now, I would, if I was Hilton, I would take a few pitches. Again, a walk will draw and a run.
Absolutely.
Hudson is the on-deck hitter. That pitch is low.
Showing a full count?
I believe so. And now the Knights, unless it's really over the plate, you wonder if Hilton will be swinging or if she'll be taking here. A walk would tie the game here in the first inning. It's 1-0 Guilford. A bunt. Great bunt.
Wow, that was
perfect. They're not going to get anybody. Hilton's got great speed. She gets down the line easily and beats the throw. No throw, actually, and it's 1-1.
Incredible placement on that, right down the third base line.
Especially when you consider the situation with the strikes, and you've got to be able to get bat on ball to avoid the strikeout. And Hilton with a big hit there. Bases are still loaded, still only one out in a 1-1 game now. And now here is the freshman, Bethany Hudson.
Risky plays tend to pay off for the Knights.
That pitch is high.
Another wild one, given the opportunity for perhaps a steal of home.
Remember, Guilford left the bases loaded in the top of the first inning, and now Gal, a little wild after that Hilton bunt single to load him up again. It's 1-1.
Yeah, slow everything down and perhaps get her head back in the game and see what they can do.
Michaela Johnson will be the on-deck hitter, and then Gabbert, and then finally Helms, the center fielder. Knights have bases loaded. Again, only one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, you like it when the sun comes out, Craig. I don't know if it actually gets warmer, but it just feels warmer.
It really does. It makes a big difference.
Conference at the mound has been broken up now, and we'll see if Gal has regained her control. Trying to get the freshman, Bethany Hudson. That pitch is high, though. If you're Hudson, keep taking pitches until she throws a strike.
Worked well last at bat.
Yeah, take advantage of the wildness here. That pitch is high and outside. So Gal, the pitcher for Guilford, is in danger here of walking in a run, which would give the Knights the early lead here in the first inning.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just going to keep a really good eye on this one. No need to take a swing if she doesn't have to. It looks like we'll get a little stoppage in play. Looks like some dust blowing over. Or a foreign object on the field. Got to keep it safe for the players today.
Here we go, Hudson. Let's see if Gal throws a ball or Hudson swings away. Hudson hits it straight to the shortstop.
Had a good look. Had to take it.
And Hudson was hoping to hit that ball to the outfield, but popped it up to short for the second out, so the bases are loaded. Still, bases loaded, but now 2 outs for the Knights in a 1-1 game. And here comes Michaela Johnson, the second baseman.
She's a sophomore coming out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, so not too far. Keeping it close to home.
She had some big hits against Lancaster Bible last weekend, hoping for a big hit here.
Right down the middle.
Gabbert, the first baseman, is on deck for the Knights.
Maybe with the sun shining her go, has decided to slow down and put it right across the plate.
She took something off that pitch, and Johnson was way ahead of it, lashing it down the left field line foul. So now she's got 2 strikes on her.
She had the line on it. That would have been a great hit if it stayed true.
See if Gal comes across the plate with this pitch or decides to waste one. Johnson's got good speed. She could bunt the ball for a hit like Hilton did. Takes that pitch outside. Holly Gabbert, the first baseman, on deck, hoping to get a chance to hit as well here in the first inning. Grounded slowly to third. They throw over, it bounces away. It hits the first baseman's glove. It's 2-1 Knights. It looked like, Craig, if the first baseman holds on to that ball, it's going to be an out. As the third baseman got it over there, it looked like in plenty of time to get Johnson. Instead, it's an error on Guilford. It's 2-1. The Knights take the lead.
Well, we've had a couple errors on both sides now, and I'm sure if they both could take them back, they would. But this one is an especially egregious one, allowing a runner to cross the plate.
2-1, Southern Virginia And again, an opportunity here for the Knights to get more with Molly Gabbert now. Helms is the on-deck hitter. Gabbert, the big first baseman. A lot of times last year she would hit cleanup, hitting in the 8th spot. She takes that pitch high.
And they're left in the same situation as they had been most this inning. You got 3 on base. Good opportunities to get a couple more runs in here and really solidify their lead. Ooh, she wanted to go for that one.
Yep. Wanting to make sure she got a good strike over before she maybe swings. And we'll see if Gabbert with that, after taking that called strike, now swings the bat here. Pitch is inside though. So it's 2-1. Guilford scored a run in the top of the first. Knights have scored 2 here in the bottom of the first and have the bases loaded with 2 outs. And a swinging strike makes it 2-2.
With the way it goes pitching today, you might want to just think about holding off, and unless you absolutely can cream it. But now she has the opportunity.
Gabbert trying to get bat on ball, and she does. Base hit to center field. 1 run scores. 2 runs are in. Over to third base.
Safe
the ball
in
gets
air.
away, but Gabbert will move over to second base. And the Knights pick up 2 big runs to go on top now, 4-1. Second and third, 2 outs, and Helms the hitter.
Beautiful double. Now definitely pad her stats as well.
Good job of swinging too, with a couple of strikes on her.
And she didn't let that stop her from giving it her best. And that definitely puts SVU ahead in this game.
4-1 Knights, 4 runs here in the first for the Knights. And now Helms has a chance to drive in more if she can get the ball on the bat and maybe lay it down to the left side. Swings and misses though. Helms not a lot of power. She quite often, Craig, will try to slap the ball to the left side or maybe even bunt. She's got fantastic speed. 2 outs, the runners will be running, so a chance here maybe to lay one down. She does, or tries to, and it's foul. And they call her out for maybe being out of the batter's box at the point of contact. You're not allowed to leave the batter's box until the ball hits the bat. And it looks like they're going to say she was out of the box, so that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Knights get 4 runs, and we'll go to the 2nd inning with the Knights on top here, 4-1.
Thank you.
So the Knights get 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning and take a 4-1 lead as we start the 2nd inning of play. The ball hit right from the hitter right down to Gabbert. An easy out there as Yale, the second baseman, grounds to Gabbert, and a quick out here for the Knights to start the 2nd inning, and that's exactly how Megan Harmon wanted the 2nd inning to start. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, I know she's been practicing on putting it across the center there, and the team is working on fielding those hits. It's more about getting the outs through the play, and then instead of through the pitches.
Now Blankenship, the center fielder, will be the hitter, and she takes a strike, it looks like. Infield playing in over on the right side. Michaela Johnson and Guilford, the first baseman, a few steps in.
And dealing with the left-handed hitter. And it looks like a little stoppage in play. There we go.
Megan Harmon ready to go again after getting the opening hitter out here in the second inning. 4-1 Knights on top. They scored 4 in the bottom of the first inning. Blankenship takes the strike.
Quick 2 strikes. She's really on her game today.
Blankenship almost looks like either she's trying to draw a walk or trying to maybe angle for a bunt single. Left-handed hitter, but she's got a couple of strikes on her now here in the second inning.
A little slap hit. It looks like it goes foul.
Could be dangerous if she could get that one right down the left field line.
Absolutely. And she takes off right in the middle of that swing, so she's ready to go.
And they might have called her out, too, for, again, leaving the box early. I think that was the call. That's going to be the second out, even though that was a foul ball. I believe they said that she took out of the box before the ball actually hit the bat. A running attempt at hitting the ball, which is never good with the softball rules they've got. So 2 outs now for Guilford. That ball is hit foul. Hitter is Gal, the pitcher.
And she saw what she liked and luckily put it off to the side. But she does not want to wait for that ball to come to her.
Pitch is low.
With how much the team has been swinging today, I'm sure they were looking to just get him to swing some more.
I believe the hitter is actually Carver, and she's the one who got a couple of steals in the first inning as Harmon tries to get her out. That ball hit deep to center field, over the left center field head of Helms and also the left fielder Stites. It's going to be a double for Guilford with 2 gone here in the second inning. So most importantly, the Knights still have 2 outs, only need 1 more out, but now Guilford's got a runner at second base.
And it dropped just short of the fence line here. It's a great hit.
Surprising power. Carver, who we saw in the first inning, get a couple of steals, and she was able that time to show the power, Craig, all the way to left center.
And if the wind wasn't blowing as hard as it was, there's a possibility that could have sailed over the fence.
Quite possibly.
It's blowing against
Carver,
them today.
Who's got 2 steals in the first inning, shows that she wants to maybe run, but they're really with 2 outs, there'd be no reason for her to go from second to third.
Unless they get another hit like that again.
Yep.
Put her in a good position.
Harmon trying to get the 3rd out of the second inning.
Wow, right down the center.
Yeah, good pitch there from Megan Harmon. Taylor, the hitter for the Guilford Quakers, with 2 gone and a runner at second. That pitch a little high, apparently.
I think the ump was giving her a little bit of leeway there.
Even though Carver's got good speed at second, and with 2 outs, Harmon just has to really focus on the hitter, get her out, and not worry about the runner at second base. That pitch is hit up the middle for a base hit. Oh,
good
great stop by Michaela Johnson, and the runner goes home on the throw to first base. Johnson was trying to get the out. I'm not sure if she'd have been able to get up off the ground and throw to home if she could have got Carver, who just kept going right around third base all the way to home to make it 4-2.
Incredible effort by Michaela. I mean, that if that had gotten past her, there's no doubt she could have easily made it to second.
So now it is 4-2 here in the second inning. That pitch is hit up the middle for another base hit for Guilford. Helms picks it up and throws it back in. Now Guilford's got first and second, still just 2 outs, and the Knights still hoping to get that 3rd out without allowing any more runs.
They've turned what could be a shutout inning into something a little bit more right now.
Knights still have a 2-run lead here. Guilford left 3 runners on base in the first. They've got 2 runners on here in the second. The Knights would love to get this 3rd out right here and still hold on to this 4-2 lead. All of this damage again occurring with 2 outs and nobody on base.
Yeah, Guilford's definitely not slowing down. They know they had a little bit of a hiccup last inning, but they're not ready to throw in the towel yet.
Harmon trying to get the hitter. See if Megan can get this hitter with 2 gone and 2 on here in the second inning. That pitch outside. Harmon was cruising. She got the first hitter on 1 pitch, got the second hitter, and then ran into problems here in the second inning.
Well, the wind has definitely started gusting again. That might be throwing her off her game.
That pitch hit on the ground and it's foul. Harmon would love to get a strikeout right now. Wolf, the shortstop, the hitter, with 2 on and 2 out in the second inning. That pitch fouled off to the right side.
Is aiming right for one of our cameramen, Dawson Weidrich, who's taken the short screen today and standing up on top of the tower in this wind.
Yeah, the one place I would imagine where the wind is really nasty is up on a tower.
Absolutely. Well, it's nasty everywhere, but especially bad up there.
There's
there
the strikeout. So a big strikeout to end the second inning. Guilford gets a run, but they also leave 2 more runners on. They have left 5 runners now in 2 innings. And we'll go to the bottom of the second with the Knights on top here, 4-2.
Hey, are we broadcasting both games?
So the Knights come ready to hit here in the bottom of the second inning, still on top 4-2 after the Knights scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Guilford has scored a run in the first inning and also in the second inning. It's 4-2 Knights as we start the bottom of the second inning.
You know the Knights would love to replicate what they did in that first inning. We'll see if they're able to do that or if it was just a fluke.
And Heather Terranova, who led off the first with an out, but has been hitting very well of late, is the leadoff hitter for the Knights here in the second inning. Guilford has scored a run in each inning, but they've also left 5 runners on base in 2 innings.
She's got a great eye for this, making sure not to reach too far for it. And there's the first strike.
Cal still out there throwing for Guilford after allowing 4 runs in the first. The Knights would love to repeat that and really expand their 4-2 lead. Terranova takes it low and inside.
That'd be the 3rd ball, getting ready to take that walk.
I would imagine Coach Pendleton has told the hitters, Craig, basically wait her out, make her throw strikes.
And oh, she thought she had that one.
Yeah, that ball must have been on the corner. Terranova thought she had ball 4. Instead, she picks up strike 2.
Giving her full count.
See if Terranova swings at this pitch now. She lashes it towards the dugout.
Looks like she was angry at that one. ready to get out there and move so she doesn't have to stand still in this wind.
See if she turns this one around. She does, right back to the pitcher, though, and it's going to be the first out of the inning. So easy out there for
lazy
the pitcher
throw, too.
And now Megan Harmon, the hitter.
You see, she got a single her first time up at bat.
Got that 4-run inning started for the Knights in the bottom of the first inning. Infield in on the right side. Harmon bunts, and it'll roll foul.
Almost on that line. But that would have been perfect if it stayed true.
And Megan knows, again, a lot of good bats follow her, and Rigby, Stites, Hilton, just to name a few, so she's trying to get on base with 1 out. Second baseman for Guilford way in, and Harmon pops that ball to left field. It's going to be the second out of the inning as the left fielder puts it away. Carver making the catch in left field. Now 2 outs for the Knights here in the second inning, and the hitter will be Madison Rigby.
We still have the opportunity to turn this around, but 2 up, 2 down isn't a good start. But it looks like both teams are starting to get warmed up, which is good for both of them.
In which case the Knights would love to get some more offense, obviously, Craig, as we go deeper into this game, but they really might rely with a 2-run lead on Megan Harmon and the defense.
Well, they've done pretty good so far, especially at the beginning of the innings. They seem to knock 1 or 2 out and then take a couple more runners to finish it off.
Rigby takes that outside. 2 outs, nobody on for the Knights here in a second. Rigby is trying to get something started. Don't forget, Guilford scored its run in the second inning after having 2 outs and nobody on base. That pitch is high over the shoulders against Rigby.
I believe we're looking at 3 balls now.
I think so, and Rigby trying to get on base with, again, Jordan Stites, the left fielder, on deck hitter, to be followed by Tara Hilton.
And there it is. Oh, that must have been the 3rd one there.
So now the pitcher for Guilford trying to nail down the 3rd out of the second inning. Knights trying to get a rally started. And that pitch cranked to left field and got by the left fielder all
Easily
the way
take her to
the
second.
wall. Rigby will turn second, and she's going to hold there.
Beautiful.
Tough play for Carver, the left fielder. She got twisted around, it looked like, Craig, and then she tried to catch the ball, and she was really in no man's land. She either had to back off a little bit and take that on 1 hop and maybe hold Rigby to a single, or try to make the catch, and she went for the catch.
The ball looked like it dropped out of the sky. It was coming straight for her, and then I guess the wind knocked it down before she could get a hand on it.
And now Stites has a chance with a runner in scoring position to drive in the 5th run of the game for the Knights. Rigby's at second base, but there are 2 outs. Knights will need a base hit here. Rigby launching that ball to the outfield for a double, and Jordan Stites trying to drive her in with 2 outs.
Looks like she was ready to run there. It got bobbled a little bit on that pitch, but decided against it.
That's also trying to get that run back that Guilford scored at the top of the second. Stites a little squibber to second base, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. So the Knights do not score in the second inning. We'll go to the top of the 3rd, and the Knights lead here 4-2. Jim Bresnahan and Craig Reese back here for the top of the third inning. We have played 2 innings, and the Knights lead Guilford 4-2. Southern Virginia on top. The Knights scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Guilford has scored a run in each of the first 2 innings. Knights still hold a 2-run lead here, and the Quakers are ready to go here in the top of the third inning.
It's so exciting to watch these Lady Knights today. I mean, they have the potential. Oh, there go Poppy. Let's see if she can get it. It's going foul, but it looks like it flies out.
Yep.
Now, they have the potential to, hit 4 runs in an inning. They could take over this game in a moment.
And they've been showing good defense, too. Megan Harmon almost got out of that second inning without allowing a run. Again, Guilford's left 5 runners on base in 2 innings, and Megan Harmon looking for her first inning without allowing a run. She'd love to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the third inning.
And her pitching has just been fantastic in these home games we've seen. And it's very nice to see that, how consistent she is. It was only a few years ago when there was a good chance that every pitch would be over the catcher's head.
Hudson, what a great play. Oh, she got
beautiful.
her. What a fantastic stop, first of all, by Bethany Hudson, and then the throw over to get the hitter just before she got to first base. What a great play, and on both respects, for the freshman Bethany Hudson.
A lot of power behind that throw. It's a long distance to cover, so she was able to hit that, get their first out.
That pitch outside.
And they're definitely hoping for a 3-up, 3-down situation. Move them on to batting back up bat. And there's a second strike.
So Megan Harmon looking to get the second out of this third inning after a great play by the shortstop Bethany Hudson to get the first out. Stark is the hitter for Guilford here in the third inning with 1 out and nobody on base. Pitch is high.
Looks like a 2-2 count.
And Harmon's really trying to make sure she doesn't walk too many hitters today, allow her defense to pick her up, as we saw Bethany Hudson do just a few minutes ago. Pitch is popped up. Terranova, and it'll be Gabbert, the first baseman, taking it for the second out of the inning. So Megan Harmon, a batter away here from getting out of an inning without allowing a run.
Absolutely. There's good communication there. They could have easily ran into each other and let it drop foul.
And here comes McNeil, the third baseman, with 2 outs and nobody on base.
Good first strike there. You imagine how cold it is now, how it's cold it's going to be when the sun drops behind the hills and they're playing their second game. It's going to be very difficult to stay warm out here. And if the wind keeps up like it is. I really don't want to
imagine that as the ball is rifled into right field
and
it goes by Hilton all the way to the wall.
Looks like she might be going for
third.
To
second base. She's going to try for 3, and she'll get third base with 2 outs. So Hilton not able to grab that ball. Turns a signal into 3 bases. Now, the important thing, Craig, is, again, there are 2 outs in the inning. So much like the second inning, Megan Harmon just has to really worry about the hitter and not the runner now at third base.
Yeah, there's not a big chance that she'll take this base home from a steal. So luckily she doesn't have to pay as much attention to that.
Don't want any wild pitches right now.
Absolutely.
Megan Harmon just trying to get the hitter out.
A little outside on that pitch.
That really was a tough play for Hilton in right field. That ball was tailing away from her, and she just could not get over to cut it off.
Another outside call.
Terranova tried to frame it. Ball 2. Guilford leaving again 5 runners on base in the first 2 innings, so they've been able to put runners on base. They only have the 2 runs so far, though. That ball is hit to the outfield, and Stites not able to make the grab near her ankles. It's 4-3. So a single for Yale. The second baseman, Stites, thought she might have a play on it, just could not make the play.
Well, actually, she stopped it enough that it didn't let her let the baseman make it to second base.
So Guilford has scored a run in each of the first 3 innings, a single run to make it 4-3 now. Blankenship, the center fielder, the hitter, runner at first, 2 outs.
He'll go in the second.
I think it was a bunt attempt, though.
Now let's see if they'll call her back to first.
I believe she made contact. Unless, of course, she was swinging from a bunt standpoint and never hit the ball.
Looks like the
umpires will rule, I think,
yep,
that the ball hit the bat, so it's runner back to first and a strike on the hitter. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Knights clinging now to a 4-3 lead. They led 4-1, but Guilford scored a run in the 2nd, and they've scored a run here in the 3rd to climb to within 1.
Yeah, it'd been a completely different story if she had had that bat in position, because she would have relayed it down right towards the 3rd baseline and would have easily moved both of them to on base.
Let's see if Megan Harmon can get this 3rd out of the 3rd inning. Another bunt attempt.
That one didn't look like it hit the bat, so if she had taken off, she could have made it. But Knights were ready for her.
Yeah, Blankenship also has to be careful what happened, I think, back in the 2nd inning when she's got to let that ball hit the bat before she leaves the batter's box.
That's right.
Couple strikes now. Harmon trying to get this last 3rd out. Ball hit.
Oh, drilled.
Right to left field for a hit. Stites will get it back in, and so Guilford has erupted again with 2 outs, just like the 2nd inning. And they've got runners at first and second. Still 2 outs, but now it is 4-3. And Guilford with a base hit might be able to tie this game.
Harmon was very close to putting that one away. 2 strikes and right down the middle.
Amazing, Craig, that a lot of this damage here in this ball game in the 2nd and 3rd inning have really occurred with 2 outs, and the Knights just an out away from getting out of the inning.
Guilford has been doing a really good job at not giving up when they're already 2 down and thinking that, well, maybe we can put a run in here.
And Carver is the hitter.
Showing
got
bunt.
Good speed, but also good power. Last time up, she cranked that ball all the way to the left center field wall.
Harmon's putting it very close to the box, but it looks like the ump is calling it pretty tight. Wow.
Harmon not getting that pitch on the outside corner.
I know we don't have the greatest of angles, but looking pretty close to me up here.
With a single, Guilford could tie the game. An extra base hit, they could actually take the lead here in the 3rd inning.
There's 3 balls.
And Megan Harmon trying to stay away from Carver's power. Doesn't want to walk the bases loaded, though, even with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Taylor's the on-deck hitter.
Ah, there she goes.
Oh, strike finally.
And she was dialing it in there. And finally got the call. Let's see if she can do it again. They're still sitting at 2 outs, though. Oh, there's a pop.
And it'll be out of play to the left side. So 2 strikes now on the hitter. Looking around the field, though, Craig, I don't see hardly anybody with short sleeves on for the players.
for very
Why
good
am I
reason.
not surprised?
For very good reason.
It is really cold. And as you brought up a good point, it's going to be even tougher for these players when they play game number 2 of this doubleheader.
Absolutely. And producer Asher Wiedrick today was thinking about coming in shorts, and luckily
that ball
and a catch.
It's caught by Stites for the 3rd out.
Our producer's good luck, I think.
So the Knights still hold the lead at 4-3. We will go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Knights leading here 4-3. Jim Bresnahan and Craig Reese back here at Southern Virginia University for Knights softball today as the Knights hold the lead as we go to the bottom of the third inning, 4-3 over Guilford. The Knights have scored 4 runs in the first inning. Guilford has scored a single run in the first, second, and third inning.
Guilford's been creeping up on them. Been able to put a couple in each. That's all they need to do is put 1 or 2 in each inning. And the Knights here, though, are looking to take back a bigger lead.
And Tara Hilton, the hitter, fouls off to the right side. The Knights not able to score in the second inning after getting 4 in the first, so they're trying to get a run or 2 back here for Megan Harmon, give her a little bit of a cushion because the lead, which was 3 runs, is now down to 1 run. That pitch is high. Hilton is the hitter, to be followed by Bethany Hudson and then Michaela Johnson.
They didn't get an opportunity to run through their batting line last inning. A good punch. It stayed in.
It stayed fair. And Hilton with good speed will go all the way to second base for a double.
Overthrow. No, she's going to stay there.
Hilton might just have the best speed on the team. You got a lot of players with good speed out there, like Katie Rose Helms, but Tara Hilton, she can fly, and she was able to get to second base, and so the Knights have their leadoff runner on, and here comes Bethany Hudson, the shortstop, who made a great play defensively last inning.
That was perfectly down the third baseline.
Hudson pops it up.
Looks like shortstop's going for it, and she makes the catch.
Hudson not able to advance the runner. They were hoping that she could get that on the ground, but Bethany Hudson, I think the last time up she did the same thing, pops it up on the infield. And so Hilton still at second base, and 1 gone here in the third inning. And now Michaela Johnson comes to the plate with Gabbard, the on-deck hitter.
That wind is making anything that goes even remotely up in the air just float. Makes it an easy catch. It looks like Gow's dialing it in.
Yes, Hilton's got good speed at second base. She could take third base if the Knights want to take that chance. Don't want to have the second out picked up of the inning, having a runner at second base in scoring position thrown out. The Knights would really love here, Craig, maybe to see a wild pitch that would allow Hilton to go to third.
Absolutely. We haven't seen one yet from Gow. She's really been keeping it, at least catchable. But after, if how cold it is, it's definitely going to sap some energy. And the good punch to the outfield.
Over the center fielder's head, and the Hilton should be able to score on that play. She's going to have to hurry. Gets into home. It's 5-3 Knights. And
excellent
Michaela
RBI.
Johnson all the way to second base.
It was a beautiful hit. It's right
that
over
really
the center.
Carried. It looked like the center fielder, Blankenship, thought the ball was not really going to carry Craig. She kind of lined it up, and then she realized it was going over her head.
Well, it's easy to make that mistake with how hard the wind's been blowing, but it just seemed to die all of a sudden and just let it carry and get that great RBI.
And Johnson with the double scores a run and also puts herself in scoring position at second base with Gabbard, the hitter now, and Helms on deck. 1 out. Knights lead here 5-3 in the third inning.
And that's good news for Harmon and crew to give them a little bit of space when they come back up.
Yeah, Knights would love to see Gabbard get a hit here to maybe bring home another run.
She really has some
at
power.
Second base has some good speed.
I'm sure she'd love to just get a good short shot down the first base line, maybe get out the outfield and
swings and misses on that pitch, and she is out. So 2 outs, and Helms, who's more of a slap hitter, will come to the plate now. And Helms is probably thinking about maybe the idea of just driving that ball on a little bunt attempt, maybe down the third base line. As you can see, the infielders really pull in now for Katie Rose Helms, the center fielder.
That's a good little punch she has and would definitely help her. There she goes. Oh, unfortunately, straight towards the pitcher.
And that is the third out. But the Knights get a run, and we'll go to the fourth inning with the Knights leading here 5-3. Well, the Knights lead here 5-3 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Megan Harmon trying still to get her first inning without allowing a run. Guilford has scored a single run in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd inning. And thanks to that run that the Knights got in the bottom of the 3rd, the Knights have a 2-run lead again at 5-3 to the top of the 4th inning. Now we go. Megan Harmon trying to get her control down here in the 4th inning, Craig. Got the called strike there, and she's really looking for her first inning without allowing a run, and she'd love to have a 1-2-3 inning if possible.
Absolutely. And she seems like she's dialed in as well. Both pitchers are ready to go, and actually that gives it a good opportunity for hits, and that can also put people down just as quickly if they get a nice little pop-up.
And the Knights will have the top of the order leading off for Southern Virginia in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch low, outside. 2-run lead here for Megan Harmon. Does not want a walker hitter and allow Guilford to start a rally due to a walk.
You can't put them, even when they're down with 2 outs, they're still dangerous. So we've seen multiple times. Oh, good
ball hit the second base. Michaela Johnson able
good
to grab
effort.
it. She started back for a second, almost put herself out of position to catch that ball, and then reacted well and able to dash in there and make the grab.
Oh, it looked like a punchy little shot. I would expect that to go over her head, but it just slowed down again and dropped.
So 1 gone for the Quakers here in the 4th inning. Okay, this will be a doubleheader today. We will not be webcasting the second game, though. We'll have men's lacrosse for you at 7 o'clock tonight as Southern Virginia takes on Merchant Marine. Men's lacrosse there. Women's lacrosse last night, Craig, as the Southern Virginia women are able to get their first win of the year against Ferrum.
And quite they got big score as well. You know, they were playing a great game.
Men's volleyball also winning against Liberty's club team in men's volleyball action on Tuesday.
Yeah, they've been having a great season.
Yeah, men's baseball losing a close one against Washington Lee as Johnson
great fielding there.
Makes the play. And just like we've seen in past innings, Craig, the Quakers get a couple of outs, and you think they're not going to be able to score, and that's when their rallies start. We'll see if Megan Harmon can get out of this 4th inning and have her first inning achieved where she does not allow a run. 2 outs, nobody on base for Guilford here in the 4th inning.
Well, that sun has peeked out back behind, and
there's that hit.
Looks like
every
rallying
time
again.
Guilford gets 2 outs and nobody on, and they seem to rally. We'll see if Megan Harmon can stop it right here in the 4th inning.
It was especially good because now that it's later in the day, that sun is right in the batter's face. So it was an especially good hit there for number 34.
Yeah, Wolf got the hit.
It looks like they're switching her out for a pitch runner there.
And Marino, the right fielder, will now come to the plate. Again, 2 outs, though, here.
Look like the umps talking together.
It was Natalie Conrad, a sophomore, 5'4", coming into the game to replace Wolf at first base. And again, Harmon, after getting the first 2 hitters, not able to get the 3rd hitter, now trying to get the right fielder Marino out for the first time today to keep Guilford off the scoreboard in any one particular inning, this case being the top of the 4th inning. Mentioned that in baseball, the Knights yesterday losing a close one, 8-7 to Washington Lee.
It's fun seeing them play some local rivalries. Wow, good punch down center.
Boy, what is it about Guilford? 2 outs, nobody on in the last 3 innings, including this one, and they seemingly come out of nowhere with a rally.
I think they like to let the Knights hope up, and then dash it for that expert. Just knocking them down when they think they're up.
Well, 2 on and 2 out, first and second. Stark, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Again, Harmon with a chance here to get out of this 4th inning without allowing a run, but she's going to have to get this hitter. That pitch is up and outside.
We've got Natalie Conrad on first, and on second, and she is very fast. So, look for that steal onto 3rd.
2 outs. The tying run right now for Guilford is at first base in a 5-3 ball game. That pitch is low.
She was looking for the run there.
And Harmon really struggling with her control. And she started this inning, much like the 2nd and 3rd inning, getting the first 2 hitters, but not able to get that 3rd out before Guilford got on the scoreboard. And that pitch is a ball. And now Harmon in danger of walking. The base is loaded after getting the first 2 hitters.
You've been in a situation 2 times now, 3 times. But they've knocked it. They've set them down, but not without letting a run in there.
And the base is loaded.
Setting them up for a potential grand slam.
Base is loaded, 2 outs. And again, Megan Harmon with a 2-run lead can get out of all this by just getting this hitter. Has to nail down this 3rd out to hope that the Knights can hold on to this 2-run lead here in the 4th inning. Megan Harmon struggling suddenly with her control. We'll see if she can get it together and get this 3rd out. McNeil is the hitter. Third baseman for Guilford.
There it is.
It's the called strike. We'll see if she can keep pitching these strikes to get this 3rd out. Guilford's left a lot of runners on base today. They've got 3 on base right now. That one's high and outside.
If the Knights do end up coming out with the win today, I'm sure that Guilford will be looking at that left on base stat.
Oh, no doubt.
And wondering what if.
They left 5 in the first 2 innings. They've got 3 on right now. That ball hit to second base. Johnson makes the play. Wow. And the Knights get a crucial 3rd out, and Guilford leaves the bases loaded. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 5-3, Southern Virginia.
Time it took for me to send this message to you, my hands were trying to open my phone. How slow they're moving.
Pitch it now.
Welcome back to Southern Virginia Softball. Jim Bresnahan along with Craig Reese bringing you all the action today as the Knights lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 5-3, Southern Virginia. Craig, you brought up a good point that Guilford left the bases loaded at the top of the 4th. They left the bases loaded at the top of the 1st. They left 2 runners on at the top of the 2nd. And if indeed they end up losing this first game of this doubleheader, they're going to think back to those left on base.
It should leave for a great second matchup, too, because there's the potential to really score a ton of runs here. But unfortunately, they just haven't been able to, unfortunately for Guilford, they haven't been able to close those out.
Heather Terranova leading things off here for the Knights in the bottom of the 4th inning. She's still looking for her first hit of the game. And the Knights would love to get base runners on here in the bottom of the 4th, maybe get a run or 2 or 3 to really give Megan Harmon a cushion to work with in the 5th inning.
A good little punch to third, see if she can beat the throw, and no, unfortunately.
One gone, and Megan Harmon will be the hitter. 5-3 Knights here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Got a doubleheader today, but we will not be webcasting game number 2 for you. Instead, at 7 o'clock tonight, we will have men's lacrosse Southern Virginia men's lacrosse against Merchant Marine.
Should be a great game for them. You know, the Knights are now 4-1, I believe,
Yep.
with their loss to CNU at home. But this game should be a good test of skill for them.
Christopher Newport showing on Saturday just how tough they are. They came into the game 4-0, and Southern Virginia just never could get things going. And Christopher Newport able to win a big conference win on Saturday at Southern Virginia in men's lacrosse.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're nationally ranked almost every year. But the Knights have really shown a great start to their season, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
Don't forget, we've got also women's softball coming up on Friday against Wilson. We'll have the first game for you of that doubleheader. That'll be Friday at 3 o'clock. Megan Harmon trying to get on base and pops it up. And it gets beyond the third baseman, so Megan stays alive at bat.
Looks like she's ready to swing for these today.
Nova, so Harmon will try to start the rally herself here in the bottom of the fourth inning with 1 out, and she grounds that ball to the left side. Shortstop makes the play, throws it over the first baseman's head. Harmon hurrying to second base, and she'll get there.
Stand-up double. And just as I say she's stopping with the slap hitting, she proves me wrong, but that was a great double right there for her.
And Wolf had the ball in good shape at shortstop, Craig, but the throw over, just way over the first baseman's head. She didn't really need to hurry that throw too much.
No, it wasn't like it was super close, but at the same time, an error like that can really cause some problems.
And Rigby will come to the plate now with a runner at second base and 1 out. Madison Rigby's had some big hits today, and she's looking to drive in Harmon to give the Knights maybe a 6-3 lead. They had a 3-run lead at the end of the first inning at 4-1. Right now it's a 2-run lead at 5-3.
There's a great attitude coming from the Knights dugout right now, being a good cheering on their batter.
That pitch
very
is
high.
Doesn't take much, it seems. Once the Knights get some runners on base, for the pitcher, Gal, to just, at least for moments, lose her control. Let's see if Rigby swings away here with Harmon at second base. She will not.
Actually, I believe this is Courtney Lackey pitching for us right now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is Lackey, that number 4 pitching here for the Guilford Quakers.
Looks like they're giving Gal a little bit of a break. I'm sure they want to bring her back in for game 2.
Lackey's a 5'2" senior. That pitch popped up, and the third baseman for Guilford will put it away for out number 2. So the Knights still have a runner in scoring position in Megan Harmon. There are 2 outs. And Jordan Stites, the cleanup hitter for the Knights, the left fielder, will come to the plate. Still has a chance here with a single to drive home Megan Harmon.
It looks like Courtney is also a senior. So
she's doubleheader, so who knows? Gal might be pitching a little bit in game number 2. Interesting to see for the Knights if Megan Harmon will do any pitching in game number 2, or if they're going to go with Melanie Payton, the 5'5" sophomore out of Powhatan, Virginia. Payton's been pitching a lot of second games in doubleheaders, which she did on Saturday against Lancaster Bible. Stites hits that ball right back to the pitcher. Bobbled, throw over, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the Knights do not score. We'll go to the top of the 5th. It is still 5-3, Southern Virginia on top. We are ready to go. Top of the 5th inning. Knights 9 outs away right now from victory. As we start the top of the 5th inning, it is 5-3 Southern Virginia. They scored 4 in the first inning to take a 4-1 lead, and they've been leading ever since then, holding on to a 2-run lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Megan Harmon trying to go all the way home to pick up the Knights' 3rd straight victory after winning that doubleheader against Lancaster Bible on Saturday.
Guilford's been all about getting 2 outs and then going and making it work for the 3rd out, but let's see what they do this time around.
They did not score in the top of the 4th, but in the 2nd and the 3rd they got a single run. And in each of the last 3 innings, Megan Harmon has been able to get the first 2 runners out. That's when Guilford starts the rally.
And they're keeping Harmon in for this 5th season, or 5th, keeping her in now, so that, but the other team has switched out their pitcher, maybe trying to keep her a little bit warmer for the 2nd game or keeping her arm strength up. But the Knights have decided to keep Harmon in there.
Might well be then that Peyton will pitch game 2, and Harmon might go all the way here in game 1, especially if she can keep her control. That ball hit the left field for a base hit, and so Guilford comes out swinging here in the 5th inning, down by 2 runs.
Good little shot, got right past our 3rd baseman there.
Yale with the hit. Blankenship now will be the hitter, the left-hander. It is 5-3 Southern Virginia, but Guilford has left a lot of men on base in the first 4 innings, and they've got their leadoff runner on base here in the top of the 5th inning.
Switching it up from the previous innings here. Showing bunt, but wasn't able to connect.
Blankenship probably would love to tap it down the 3rd base line, maybe get a bunt hit out of it, as well as advance the runner to 2nd base. Harmon trying to get this hitter out. Guilford trying to start a big inning here in the top of the 5th. Megan Harmon just has to really be concerned now, Craig, about throwing balls and walking hitters. She's got good defense behind her. We'll see if she can keep it going.
Well, she hasn't walked much tonight, which has been great. It's only been twice, maybe. And that's a good stat to keep down.
That pitch is high, though.
A little bobble there on the throw.
Good decision by Yale to go down to 2nd base on the bobble, and now Blankenship's got 3 balls in her, and Guilford's got a chance here to get the first couple of runners on and maybe start really a big 5th inning here down by 2 runs.
That sun is coming right now into the batter's eyes. It's going to make it quite difficult.
Got the called strike there. Harmon trying to regain her control here in the 5th inning. Trying to keep Guilford off the scoreboard like she did in the 4th inning. That'll be a strike on the bunt attempt.
Looks like she has a full count now.
Yeah, Carver is the on-deck hitter. Carver got 2 steals in the 1st inning. Next at bat hit the ball all the way to the left center field wall, so she's got power and speed, the on-deck hitter. Pitch is low, and it's 1st to 2nd, nobody out.
Well, if Guilford keeps playing like they have previous times, this is a bad omen for the Knights, because now that they have people on and no outs, this could be quite dangerous.
See if Megan Harmon can get out of this hole she has dug herself into by allowing the first 2 runners on base. Swung on and fouled off. Megan Harmon really needs to find a way to get this hitter out, Craig, without allowing any advance of the base runners. Carver drills that ball to the gap and it's through.
Oh, she's going for home. She'll easily get that one. In fact,
both runners will score. It's going to tie the game at 5 as Carver laces a double past the center fielder. It's 5-5.
It was a very powerful hit. Went straight out.
Carver looks to be really their best player. Guilford, again, back in the 1st inning, she got on base and stole 2nd, stole 3rd, showing the speed. The last couple of times up, she's been able to drive the ball all the way to the wall, showing her power. And so suddenly it is now a tie game at 5 here in the 5th inning, and Guilford has the go-ahead run at 2nd base. Carver can steal again. She got 2 steals in the first inning. See if she takes off her third base. She's trying to give Guilford the lead here in the 5th inning.
A short little shot.
And Johnson makes the play, I think. Let's see if they call her safe. Looks like they were able to get the out, I believe. The runner was able to advance, but a good play by Michaela Johnson to get that speedy runner going to first base. And so 1 out. Carver's at third. Still 5-5. And Megan Harmon really could use a pop-up or a strikeout right here.
But we've seen how dangerous they get when they get 2 outs on them. It looks like Harmon needs to slow down just a tiny bit and make sure she gets it back in that strike zone previous games and today.
That pitch is outside.
That one looked pretty close to my eye.
The runner at third. That's the go-ahead run for Guilford. They have scored 2 here in the 5th inning to tie this game at 5. Knights at one point led at the end of 1 inning 4-1. That pitch is high and outside. And Harmon now struggling with her control.
She hasn't had any really short innings this game so far, so she's put in quite a few pitches.
Yeah, she has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Her 4th inning was the first inning she pitched without allowing a run in inning, and that pitch is low.
Danger of walking here.
That pitch is hit to the outfield.
Here's that pop-up you were wishing for.
Going to make the catch. The runner's not going to try to tag. And a good play by Harmon and the defense, especially Megan Harmon, allowing the hitter, Craig, to pop that up to short right field with the runner at third base. Had no chance to score because Terry Hilton, of course, the right fielder, has a very good throwing arm.
Absolutely.
And Harmon is still in a position here with 2 outs now to work out of this inning in a tie game and not allow Guilford to have the lead here at the top of the 5th inning.
I'm sure they want to get up to bat themselves so they can get this lead back into their range.
Harmon right now just thinking about the hitter, trying to pick up this 3rd out so Guilford does not take the lead. A hit or a wild pitch would give the Quakers their first lead since the 1st inning. That pitch outside. Carver's the runner at third base with 2 outs for the Guilford Quakers.
Oh, little pop up to 18.
And Gabbard puts it away.
Ends the inning.
So that's the 3rd out, and the Knights give up 2 runs, but they don't allow the Guilford Quakers to take the lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we are all tied now at 5. Knights ready to go here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Guilford able to score twice in the top of the 5th, and Guilford has tied this game at 5. And now the Knights with Tara Hilton leading off will try to get the lead back if they can get a rally started here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
They had that great start back in the 1st inning, and Had one or two since then, but unfortunately another punch right to the pitcher.
And Hilton an easy out after Courtney Lackey, the relief pitcher, coming on for Gow, able to get the first out. So now the Knights will send to the plate Bethany Hudson. Knights again got 4 runs in the first inning, led 4-1 at the end of 1. They've only scored 1 run since then, and now it's tied at 5. And as you mentioned, Craig, the sun starting to go down a little bit, and when it does, the wind picks up and the temperatures drop.
Yeah, it's going to get cold tonight. But it looks like they brought back Courtney Lackey, number 4, to pitch this inning. Worked out pretty well for him last time.
This is going to be a doubleheader. We'll not webcast the second game, though. We've got men's lacrosse at 7 o'clock tonight against Merchant Marine in Southern Virginia, trying to bounce back from that loss to CNU on Saturday.
Yeah, they'll be really coming at them tonight. They want some blood, I think.
See if Bethany Hudson can get on base here to get a rally started, and she fouls that one off. Knights really could use another run or two, Craig, because the way Guilford's been hitting, they have slowly come back from a 4-1 deficit to tied at 5. And they just seem to really be able to get on base here in the last few innings.
Yeah, they'd love a repeat of that first inning.
Hudson strikes out, or fouls it off.
Yeah, got the very tip of it there. Keeps her at bat.
Michaela Johnson is the on-deck hitter, and then Gabbard as the Knights try to get something started with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, she's not swinging for it, which is good. She's still keeping a good eye on the ball.
Last 2 at-bats, Hudson's popped up on the infield. And
oh, no.
Pops that one up.
Oh.
And out of play.
She gets another try.
Hudson seems to be swinging up on the ball. Again, as we mentioned, last couple of bats popping up on the infield. I think the shortstop both times. That time, though, popping up behind home plate. Johnson has been able to deliver offensively, the on-deck hitters, so Hudson trying to get on base to get something started here in the 5th inning. And
there we go.
Draws the walk. So 1 on, 1 out, and here's Michaela Johnson.
That was really good of her to restrain from going for that ball. I know she wanted to get the hit, but this is just as good.
See if Michaela Johnson can come up with a big hit here with 1 out. Knights trying to retake the lead after Guilford tied the game in the top of the 5th.
Oh, she wanted that one.
And back in plenty of time at first base is Hudson.
She's ready to get out there and push the Knights back into the lead.
Johnson showing bunt, and she will bunt. Good bunt by Michaela Johnson, and she's out at first. And the throw over and back to second base goes Hudson. So the Knights have a runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and Gabbert will be the hitter.
Gives them a good opportunity here to get back in the lead.
Gabbert needs to hit this ball now to the outfield on the ground to allow Hudson to score from second base.
And she's a strong hitter, so she could really put the Knights back in this game.
Gives, of course, Guilford the option to work around Gabbert and try to go for the bottom of the order hitter in Helms, who's more of a slap hitter. Called strike on Gabbert. 2 out in the inning. Hudson the runner at second. 5-5 game in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hit on the ground, and the pitcher throws over. That's the 3rd out. We'll go to the top of the 6th. It's all even here at 5.
I couldn't quite hear you the first time, so.
Jim Bresnahan and Craig Reese ready to go. Top of the 6th inning. It's all even at 5. And now that this game is tied, as we go to the final 2 innings, Craig, it's all a matter of which team's going to be able to break the tie and take the lead. And Guilford, right off the bat, with a base hit to center field.
They've been really good about getting that straight down right past the second baseman before they have time to react. And this been able to put them on base so much.
And Marino, the right fielder, getting that shot to center field for a single. So Guilford, unlike the last few innings where they've had 2 outs before they've started rallies, this time they get their first runner on base, trying to take the lead here in the top of the 6th inning against Megan Harmon and the Knights.
Looks like that's also been able to control about keeping it on the ground instead of getting up in the air and get those easy outs.
Stark, the first baseman, is the hitter right now for the Guilford Quakers in this 5-5 game. Barring a pinch hitter, the Knights will have the bottom of the order, and Katie Rose Helms starting off the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a high pitch and the throw down. No one there to cover. They might have been able to throw out the runner who was trying to steal second base, but there was nobody, the shortstop or the second baseman, able to get over to second base, Craig, to take that throw from Terranova.
It looks like they're calling it back, though.
Yeah, it looks like the ball must have been touched by the bat, and that's fortunate for the Knights.
Or?
Unless she left early.
Oh.
That might have been the case. She might have left on the steal attempt before the ball actually left Megan Harmon's hands.
That's a lucky break for the Knights.
And so it's out for Guilford.
There's been a couple of those errors tonight. You know, either leaving the base too quickly or
maybe
leaving
the batter's box too quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen that in a while.
So 1 gone, as Megan Harmon tries to nail down the second out of the 6th inning.
Looks like this ump is calling it pretty close today. But a 1-1 count going into that one, this next pitch.
Good change of pace there. Throw down, and that will be the second out. So quickly 2 gone now for the Guilford Quakers. Even though they started this inning with a base hit, rocketed to center field. Now they have 2 outs, nobody on base. And Megan Harmon suddenly in a position to get out of this 6th inning without allowing a run now if she can get this last batter.
I think they realized, you know, they were getting more runs when they let 2 outs go before they got anybody on base. So the runner just left early, gave them the opportunity to repeat that again in this inning.
We'll see if Megan Harmon can, in the 4th inning, she did not allow a run. So for the second time, if she can get out of this 6th inning without allowing a run, that'll be the second inning where she has been able to shut out the Guilford Quakers. And, of course, she would put her team in a position, Craig, to get some runs in the bottom of the 6th and maybe win this game in the 7th inning.
Absolutely. I don't think they want to let it drag on in extra innings. They want to go right into their second game, which unfortunately will not be streaming tonight. We've got that men's lacrosse game coming up at 7. But that should be a great game as well.
See if Megan Harmon can pick up the 3rd out of the 6th inning right here. Took something off that pitch. Umpire says no. Megan ready to go again. That pitch again low, and she walks the hitter. So Guilford's got a runner at first base with 2 gone here in the 6th inning.
And history repeats itself. I know Knights don't want it to go all the way like they have before. They just want to end it quickly here.
It's uncanny the way it has gone for Guilford today. Once they get a runner on base with 2 outs, they just seem to really hit the ball with authority.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a crunch, but that's going to go foul.
And no one will be able to get to it for the Knights, so it's just a strike. Yale, the second baseman, is the hitter. Harmon's had a tough time getting her out today. That pitch is hit to the infield, and it is caught by Michaela Johnson for the 3rd out. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's all even here at 5.
Step up to the plate for your Knights. Number 6, Katie Rose, Helms.
Jim Bresnahan, Craig Reese going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's all tied at 5. Katie Rose Helms will lead off the Knights here in the bottom of the 6th. The Knights hoping to get a run or two to take the lead, and then hoping to get 3 more outs in the 7th inning and wrap up a victory here in Game 1 against the Guilford Quakers.
Would be a sweet end to this game. It's been great so far, though.
All important for Katie Rose Helms, who's got very good speed to get on base. If she can either draw a walk or maybe slap one down the 3rd base line.
She is known for her slap hit. And usually pretty good at hitting those down the 3rd base line.
Or maybe just a straight bunt attempt. Again, with that speed. Terranova's the on-deck hitter. Bunt attempt fouled off. Terranova, and then Megan Harmon would be the hitter.
A good opportunity to make some runs here.
Terranova still looking for, I believe, her first hit today. Helms trying to get on base here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch is a called strike on the outside corner.
Sitting at 2 strikes now. Hopefully she can put 2 and 2 together and knock this one into a first base.
Swung on and missed a strikeout, and so 1 gone for the Knights here in the 6th inning, and here comes Heather Terranova.
And she pulled a full swing there. You don't see that very often from her. I wonder if she was just desperate to get on base. Showing bunt, though.
Terranova will try to get her first hit today. Takes a ball. Harmon, and then your really good hitters, Rigby, Stites, and Tara Hilton coming up after Megan Harmon.
Megan's been quite good today at getting on first base and giving the other batters an opportunity to put her in.
That pitch is high and tight.
I almost had a hit there. With how cold it is, you imagine how much that would sting?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm thinking
be
just
feeling that one
hitting the
tomorrow.
ball might sting a little bit with these bats.
Oh, absolutely.
That one is outside. Terranova close to getting a walk here. Harmon would be the on-deck hitter. Knights really just trying to get anything onto the plate, even one run to try to take the lead here in the 6th inning. And that pitch is a called strike.
That was pretty low. He usually doesn't call them that low. He's feeling a little generous. But I know how hard it can be to be a home base ump. It is a difficult job to do.
Terranova cranks that ball deep. It may carry, and the center fielder makes the grab. What a
just
catch.
A tiny bit more, and that would have been a home run.
Blankenship
Beautiful hit.
Able to get that maybe a step or two away from the wall. That ball almost carried out of the park for a homer. Boy, Terranova gave it a ride. But Blankenship caught it right before the wall, a couple of steps onto the warning track, and now the Knights have 2 outs, so nobody on, and Megan Harmon will come to the plate.
I think they're hoping to pull a Guilford here. They really do need a run here to put them ahead for the 7th inning.
Just for a split second there, Craig, I really thought Terranova's shot was carrying, and it was just going to keep on going, but it kind of died after it carried out to the warning track.
There's a lot of hope following that ball, I think. It's always fun to see a home run.
Especially, which would have given the Knights a 6-5 lead with a 5-5 game right now.
That's it. That's absolutely true.
Two outs, nobody on base. Harmon pops it up, and it'll be taken away by the second baseman for the 3rd out. We'll go to the 7th inning. It's Southern Virginia 5 and Guilford 5. Well, we're ready to go. Top of the 7th inning, and it's Guilford 5, Southern Virginia 5. The Knights scored 4 runs in the 1st inning to take a 4-1 lead. Guilford tripped away, though, and even the game at 5. And now going to the 7th inning, we're all even at 5. As Blankenship, the little center fielder, basically a slap hitter from the left side, will be the leadoff hitter for Guilford here in the inning, and she tries a swinging bunt and misses.
Well, I believe it was the 4th inning. She tried to do the same thing and stepped too far out of the box and was called out.
Yep. Quakers will have the top of the order following Blankenship. Carver, who's really been a damaging force today, is the on-deck hitter for Guilford. Johnson really pulled in as Blankenship tries to bunt again and fouls it off.
This would be a quick out, and I'd love to have that happen. And get at bat and hopefully finish up this game.
Knights would have Rigby, Stites, and Perry Hilton in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, pretty good little lineup. There's a little punch hit to the outfield.
Stites right there makes the grab.
Good little grab.
So 1 out, and here comes Carver, who had 2 stolen bases in the 1st inning, and then the last couple of at-bats, Craig, she has reached the wall with her power. So she's got power and speed, and she's the hitter.
She's definitely a dangerous force for Guilford.
Kayla Carver, a junior. Knights would love to get her to be the 2nd out of the 7th inning in a 5-5 game. Carver grounds it to Michaela Johnson. Easy play from Michaela over to first, and quickly 2 outs here for Guilford.
That's really good news for the Knights. Number 6 has been so good about stealing bases and just getting herself into a position to score.
And I'm telling you, especially when you look back a couple of years ago, the Knights really struggled defensively at second base and shortstop, and Michaela Johnson and Bethany Hudson looking very good at second base and shortstop respectively.
They haven't really met much through tonight. Most of the hits have gone between second and third, but what has come their way, they've been able to field properly.
Megan Harmon trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th inning. And then the Knights only need a run to win the game. Harmon trying to get Crawford, the catcher. That ball hit the center field. Hell's not able to grab it.
Whoa, what a great field, though.
Yeah, grabbed it on one bounce. Just couldn't get there in time to pull it from the air, and so Guilford has a runner at first base. 2 are out, and the hitter will be Wolf, the shortstop.
And they're back in that 2-out position. They feel the most dangerous. I'm sure they're ready to steal second base.
Runner first 2 outs. Hit to short. Hudson will try to get the runner at first.
Wow!
Yes, he did. Wow, Bethany Hudson throwing from deep in the hole, Craig. And that's an all-important 3rd out. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, and we're all even at 5.
Step up to the plate for the Knights. Number 5, Maddie Ricky.
Here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-5. Guilford and Southern Virginia all even. The Knights can win it with a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Madison Rigby, the hitter, to be followed by Jordan Stites and then Tara Hilton as the Knights try to get their 3rd victory in a row.
You know, that do a lot for their team if they're able to pull it off. And then that would also give them a good entry into the 4th game.
It is a doubleheader coming up. We will not webcast the 2nd game for you because we've got men's lacrosse coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Southern Virginia against Merchant Marine. Knights trying to win the opening game of the softball doubleheader here against Guilford, though. And Rigby trying to get on base.
Oh, good
and
hit.
She lifts it to left field.
Oh,
and it's foul. Left fielder tried to make the grab. So here comes Rigby after hitting that ball down the left field line. Trying to get on base. Pitch is outside.
That was way outside.
Stites the on-deck hitter, and then Tara Hilton. Only takes 1 run for this game to be over, and a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Rigby fooled by it.
There's a big change up there.
Step up to the plate for the Knights. Number 15, Jordan Stites.
So now it'll be Jordan Stites, the hitter, with 1 out, nobody on base, and Hilton the on-deck hitter now.
Courtney Lackey has been doing a great job ever since she subbed in.
See if Stites can get on base. And she swings and misses on a fast pitch. Guilford is trying to send this to an extra inning, to the 8th inning. The Knights are trying to end it right here. That pitch outside. Swung on and missed. Guilford intent on sending this game to extra innings. The Knights had Rigby up first. She struck out, and now Stites has swung on and missed a couple of pitches, and she's got 2 strikes on her.
It looks like she's going to go into a full count, though. Has the opportunity to be walked here.
Hilton, good hitter on deck. Then Hudson and Michaela Johnson. So the Knights have some good hitters coming up if Stites can get on base. Takes a called strike, and now 2 are gone here for the Knights. So Tara Hilton comes to the plate. She has good speed. She would love to put one into the outfield for extra bases, put herself into scoring position for Bethany Hudson, the on-deck hitter.
Oh, there's the first strike.
Guilford is trying to send this to the 8th inning.
With the sun going down and the wind chill, it's putting it around freezing right now. So.
And a swing and a miss there by Hilton. 2 strikes now. Knights have not been able to get a base runner here in the 7th inning.
Foul off.
Stays alive with the foul back. And Hilton has good speed, so if she can get the ball to the outfield, especially to the gap, she can get a second base maybe, or perhaps even a triple. Put herself in position to score on a Bethany Hudson hit. But she pops it up, and it's out of play.
Caught by a spectator, but I don't think that counts for the out. I have to check the rule book, though.
This goes into extra innings. We'll see if Megan Harmon pitches the 8th inning for the Knights. This is a doubleheader, but I would imagine Melanie Payton will pitch game number 2 for the Knights.
Yeah, she has quite a few pitches underneath her for one game. I think she was just around 80.
Pitch is low. And if Hilton is able to get on with, say, a walk with 2 outs, and she's got good speed, do you send her on a steal attempt to try to put herself into scoring position that way?
The Knights have been pretty good about punching some short shots to the outfield to get a couple bases, and so, yeah, if she had stolen second base, she'd be in good position for that.
Hilton trying to get on base to avoid that 3rd out of the 7th inning, and she hits it towards the outfield, and that's going to drop for a base hit.
There we go. That's the shot they've been hitting all night.
So Hilton gets on. Hudson's the on-deck hitter, now the hitter. And the question becomes, will Hilton try to take off and steal second base here to put herself into scoring position? Hudson's been popping the ball up of late.
Yeah, if Lackey puts anything out of the catcher's way, you know she's going straight for second. But she hasn't done that yet tonight.
Swung on and missed. Hilton's got good speed. Hudson looking for a big hit. If she could put the ball into the gap to left or right center, that might be it. Hilton's got enough speed to score on a double from first base. Throw down, and Hilton's back.
And it looks like that was also a called strike. So she's sitting at 2 strikes now. But that was definitely far to the right side of the batter.
Hudson, good take there. She's trying to get a hit. Another good hitter is on deck, and Michaela Johnson. That pitch is low.
2-2. But this has got to be very difficult for her to not swing at those low balls.
Hudson, just a freshman, trying to get a big hit here or even draw a walk. Grounds it foul.
Boy, with that kind of hit, staying fair, that would push them to very good scoring position.
The freshman trying to get a big hit, maybe to win it right here for the Knights. Hudson drills it to left field.
Safe.
Down the line. Left fielder makes the play, though, and so Hilton.
Oh, there we go.
To go
there.
on to third base. And Hudson's at second base.
In scoring position.
And now a wild pitch would win it. Michaela Johnson is the hitter. Great hit there for Bethany Hudson. Second and third. There are 2 outs now, and Knights can win it with a wild pitch, or they can win it with a hit here from Michaela Johnson.
No pressure, Michaela.
2 outs. Michaela Johnson is the hitter, and again, a wild pitch if the ball would to get away from the catcher from a decent length. Hilton's got the speed at third base to score on a wild pitch. Knights are hoping for a Michaela Johnson hit to win the game right here. Swung on and missed. Johnson was going for it there.
She is really anxious to hit that hit.
Nice.
Put it away for the Knights.
Southern Virginia trying to pick up his 3rd straight win of the season and improve to 3-6. Johnson fouls it off to the right side. She's got 2 strikes on her now.
Well, this just puts her in the position as the last 2 hitters. She's fine. We're sitting at 2 strikes, and we're able to put it out there.
All comes down to the pitcher for Guilford. If she leaves anything out over the plate, Johnson can hit it. Swung on and just fouled off.
Yeah, that would be a called strike. That was right in the pocket. So she saves herself there.
Michaela Johnson trying to end it right here with a base hit. Pitch is low, just missed. And Michaela Johnson deliver the big hit. She pops it up.
No.
And
Is it a drop?
is caught by the third baseman, who runs into the pitcher but holds onto the ball. We will go to the 8th inning. It's all even at 5.
I hate all of you. I didn't intend for this to happen.
Welcome back to Southern Virginia softball. Top of the 8th inning. The Knights had a chance, Craig, in the bottom of the 7th, had second and third, 2 outs, and just could not get the go-ahead hit, the winning hit for Michaela Johnson. So we go to the extra innings, top of the 8th inning. Guilford are ready to go here in the top of the 8th in this 5-5 game.
They wanted it so bad. They did not give up when there were 2 strikes, and they both put it in outfield and made it to second and third, but unfortunately it was not meant to be, and we're here sitting in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Tara Hilton and Bethany Hudson both had big hits. but Michaela Johnson not able to deliver. She popped the ball up. Third baseman almost bumped into the pitcher, which could have jarred the ball loose, and the Knights would have won that way. But we'll go to the 8th inning here in a 5-5 game.
Yeah, they were able to keep it together. That could have been a terrible way for them to lose the game, and I'm sure they're very glad that didn't happen. But now they have the opportunity to put one more on the scoreboard and see if the Knights can match.
Knights in their bottom of the 8th would have Gabbert, Helms, and Terranova to hit.
Looks like a little slowdown in the game. Hopefully they'll get going. I know the ladies don't want to be standing around too much in this cold.
Again, a reminder, this is the first game of a doubleheader for
Yeah.
Southern Virginia and Guilford, so they've got a ways to go tonight.
Yeah, they definitely want the game to move on quickly. It's fun to watch. I mean, a lot of them are jumping up and down, trying to keep warm, and that's the best thing to do in this situation. It looks like a big old dance party out there. Yeah, it looks like they're ready to go. Oh, very short bunt. See if they can beat the run here. Oh, no!
Throw away.
Wasn't enough for her to take second, but a very unfortunate error there.
So the Guilford Quakers getting the job done here in the 8th inning.
And Harmon's got to be feeling tired now after 8 innings of pitching with no relief. But hopefully she has enough in her to finish it off.
That pitch is low. That's a doubleheader, so I would imagine Peyton will get the start in game number 2 for the Knights. Because Megan Harmon, as you mentioned, Craig, has thrown a lot of pitches.
There she goes.
Called strike there.
And not too much longer, less than an hour now, we'll have men's lacrosse for you here at the stadium.
Merchant Marine will be the opponent. That'll start at 7 o'clock.
Barring a 10 or 11 inning game here. Heaven forbid.
True enough. Harmon delivers that pitch, but it is inside.
Oh, it looked good from here. But we'll let the amp call this one. How about that?
Harmon gets the signal for the next pitch, which is ripped foul left side.
Oh boy, if that stayed fair, that would have been putting number 34 on third base for sure. And number 34 is Anna Wolf, of course, from Wake Forest, North Carolina.
That pitch is high, and now Guilford has first and second.
Dangerous situation for the Knights now. We've seen how fast a lot of Guilford's women can run here. And any sort of pop to the outfield that gets past the infield could be a very dangerous shot.
Guilford on top here now, 6-5 in the 8th inning.
Tried for the bunt, but ran foul.
Knights trying to get out of this inning without any further damage. One run is in. Good swing and a miss there. Ball topped a little bit by the hitter. That pitch is high and inside. Knights could really use a double play ball here. They haven't had one, obviously, all night long. It's tough to turn a double play in softball. A shot hit right at somebody quickly, and the Knights would have to turn it in a hurry. Rocketed, though, to left field, and it is foul.
Oh, Knights got lucky there on that one.
Yeah, if that's down the line and fair, it's at least one run and maybe another run in.
She definitely has some power behind her. I'm sure if she gets the right pitch, it might even be out of the ballpark.
And Harmon got her to swing.
The reach on that one, she was ready for it.
So the Knights need another out here. Lackey, the relief pitcher, is the hitter.
And only one out so far, so they still have their work cut out for them.
Popped to right field, down the
fair.
line, fair.
Looks like she's going home.
Grabs it, fires home. Guilford scores.
And brings Guilford into the lead here in the 8th inning. And also leaves runners on first and third. The opportunity for them to pull a few more in before this game ends.
Really hard to get those shots because it's so close to the rails right there.
Megan Harmon trying to get out of this 8th inning without any further damage being done.
Looks like our pitcher, Courtney Lackey, is pretty far off the base there, but decided to get back on first.
That one is grounded and just fouled down the line.
Oh, just barely.
Again, it's 7 o'clock, Merchant Marine and Southern Virginia men's lacrosse action. You can see on the upper field, Craig, that they're getting ready for their game at 7 o'clock tonight.
On the middle field there, it looks like they're doing a little rugby. It'd be fun to see a SVU rugby team.
Different sport, to say the least.
Yeah. We have quite a few students who hail from the Polynesian area of the world, and that's a big sport for them, and it'd be awesome to see it. But I don't know of many rugby clubs around here.
I wonder if they also are into cricket.
Yeah, haven't seen any of that being played, though. Another foul down the third line.
Got to figure Megan's getting a little tired out there. Thrown a lot of pitches in this first game of the doubleheader.
Yep. There's a couple times we've seen a warm-up pitcher out there, but decided not to put her in.
And it's a doubleheader. I think Melanie Payton will be the pitcher most likely in game number 2.
Maybe just keep her arm warm for the next game. No, SV is still adding lots of teams. You know, I think our most recent is the men's volleyball, and they have had an incredible season so far.
And the last I checked, they were still ranked in the top 15, number 12 in the country.
Which is fun to see for a small
Fouled
school
off.
like ours. Basketball is going to be a lot of fun to find for someone as it rolls into the forest.
Also, a shout out to one of the wrestlers, Nico Ramirez, headed to the NCAAs as an individual. I think that's the first time in Southern Virginia athletic history that an individual's made it in the NCAAs. And good luck to Nico in wrestling as that ball is rocketed to the outfield. Helms is
Good
there
opportunity.
and makes the catch.
And keeps her at third, too. Doesn't allow a run scored.
Yeah, good
run
play
to
by
score.
Katie Rose in center field for the second out.
And that leads us to 2 outs here in the 8th inning. 1 run ahead for Guilford. Opportunity in the bottom of the inning for SVU to take over, but with how good they've been pitching, Lackey has, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Knights.
Gal was really maybe a big difference in this game for Guilford.
Yeah.
Megan Harmon trying to get the 3rd out of the inning. Blankenship, the little lefty hitter, hits it to right field for a base hit.
And allows a runners to score. Now 2 lead for Guilford.
Blankenship has been trying to slap it all night long, Craig, and that time she got a pitch inside and ripped it to right field for a hit.
Yeah, they've been able to keep it alive here in the 8th, and SV is definitely going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the next inning, or this inning.
That pitch popped up and foul. Knights are going to have to rally in the bottom of the 8th inning or lose this one to Guilford in extra innings. Megan Harmon right now just trying to get out of the 8th inning, pitching that one low.
Now, she's been doing pretty good all night about not keeping it too far into the dirt and allowing those stealing of bases, but that one was definitely a little low.
Fouled off to the left side again.
Oh, we'll have to check on that rule again. It was caught by a bystander. So
nice catch, though, in these conditions.
Absolutely. No glove there to help him out either.
Rip to the outfield. Stites can't grab it. Another run in. And they'll have 2 runners come home.
Been a big change in this last inning here.
Guilford surging ahead here in the 8th inning. I believe it's now 10-5 Guilford.
Yeah, it is 10-5. They just want to get out of this inning as quick as possible.
Pitch is low. I do believe in extra innings, each team gets to start with a base runner at second base. That's why you saw that first runner score from Guilford. 0-0 was the pinch runner coming in for Guilford, and they've been able to get some big hits to extend that lead. I think the Knights will start the bottom of the 8th with a runner at second base. Unfortunately, Craig, again, they're now down by 5 runs.
Yeah, that's
they're going to take a big rally.
Yeah.
And right now, Megan Harmon just trying to get out of this 8th inning.
But she's looking to walk the next runner here, unfortunately.
Yeah,
1 and 3
you got to
count.
figure, as you were saying earlier, that the pitch count and maybe the cold conditions on her arm just taking a toll.
I couldn't imagine just standing out there for this long in the cold and trying to pitch properly. It's a very difficult thing to do.
And she walks that hitter. So it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Remember, these players still have to play a second game in this doubleheader.
Yeah, they're going to be tired for sure tonight. These have been not quick innings, running the full length of the game. But it's amazing to still see, well, you don't have a huge crowd tonight, but the people out here, they really love their nights. They stay out in this type of cold.
And hopefully the men's lacrosse team will get a good crowd across the way at the Knight Stadium as they get ready to take on Merchant Marine at 7 o'clock tonight. Here we go, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Guilford has 5 runs in here in the 8th inning to take a 10-5 lead. Knights had a shot, Craig, of course, in the bottom of the 7th with 2 on and 2 out to win the game in regulation. Michaela Johnson just could not deliver the hit. Otherwise, the Knights would have won this first game in the 7th inning.
But there's been a lot of good play on the Knights side tonight. They had that amazing first inning, which, heck, if they did that in the second and third inning, the game would have been over about an hour ago.
And they've had some good defense tonight as well, especially from the middle infielders, Bethany Hudson at shortstop, Michaela Johnson at second base.
Yeah, they've really stopped some balls that could have easily slipped through their grasp.
Harmon trying to get out of the 8th inning, and that ball
my
is
goodness.
crushed, and it is gone. Slams into a truck way over the left field fence for a 12-5 lead.
That was a good 15 feet past the fence there. What a hit.
Doesn't look like it did any damage to that truck out there, Craig, but maybe the owner's going to take a look at it. I mean, the parking lot is right behind the left field fence, and I've seen some balls hit out there, but nothing like that.
Well, if it came in our direction, that would have hit us squarely in the face. So I feel bad for the owner of the truck, though. But it doesn't sound like a windshield got smashed.
So now 12-5, Guilford on top.
What a big change here from previous innings. And I'm sure all that Megan Harmon can think about is finishing this one out. And who knows, the Knights could have an amazing inning themselves. And we could go into inning 9.
7 runs in for the Quakers. Final outcome, obviously, on the pitching line for Megan Harmon won't really do her justice because she battled pretty well, only allowing 5 runs in 7 innings. And disastrous 8th inning, but again, just got to be tired out there.
Oh, yeah. It's a long time to be. I mean, even if it was 3 up, 3 down, that's still a lot of pitches, and it hasn't been that tonight. In fact, in most baseball games, you see a switch around the 5th inning.
And right now, Megan Harmon is just having a hard time getting that 3rd out here in the 8th inning as she walks that hitter. Ripped foul down the left field line.
Boy, if that stayed fair, that could have been another hit in. But they really like that area today.
And the Guilford bats have really come alive the last few hitters. Megan Harmon was able to keep them at bay for most of the regulation of the first 7 innings, only allowing 5 runs, but 7 in here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, we probably won't see her pitch in the second game, but I can totally imagine why. That is a lot of work to do for one game, and she has been very good for the most of it.
Melanie Payton would probably get the start for the Knights. She got the second start of the doubleheader against Lancaster Bible. There's the 3rd out. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, and Guilford's on top here 12-5. Knights ready to go. Bottom of the 8th inning. They will start with Michaela Johnson at second base. That rule, of course, extra inning rule, Craig, allows each team to start an extra inning with a runner at second base. Guilford was able to do that. Got a quick run in. There's a pitch popped up, and it's going to be the first out of the inning for the Knights on the pop-up by Gabbert. So Helms will come to the plate.
It's an unfortunate start for this inning.
So again, with that new rule in the extra innings, each team gets to start with a runner automatically at second base. Guilford took advantage of that, scoring right away, getting that runner in from second base, and then proceeding to score a bunch more runs, and right now leading 13-5, needing only 2 more outs against the Knights to wrap up victory here in game 1 of the doubleheader.
That's a
Helms with a bunt, and
Stays
Katie
fair.
Rose is safe at first base.
Wow, that was very close. No, that's a really cool idea to add that rule this year.
Obviously to generate some offense so we don't
Yeah.
have games that go 14 or 15 innings and pitchers duels, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and especially when you come into a doubleheader like we're doing tonight, every extra inning just delays the start of the second
Yep.
game and puts that much more wear and tear on your team.
1 on, 1 out for the Knights. And Terranova pops it up, and it's put away by the shortstop for out
right,
number 2.
Zero. I don't think she had to move a bit there.
So Megan Harmon will now be the hitter. A reminder, we will not be webcasting the second game, though. We'll have men's lacrosse for you coming up, 7 o'clock start, as the Knights host Merchant Marine. So we are 1 out away from ending this first game of the doubleheader. The Knights will be taking on Guilford in the second game of the doubleheader, obviously about a half hour after the end of this first game.
And we'll do our best to get that started right at 7 for you. Luckily, we don't have to move too far to get that going.
That'll be Merchant Marine against Southern Virginia in men's lacrosse from the Knights Stadium. 2 outs for the Knights here in softball. Guilford about ready to wrap up a first game victory of the softball doubleheader against Southern Virginia. Stroked.
Oh my
Third
goodness!
baseman makes the catch, and that is it. Guilford wins it
What a
in
catch.
8 innings, 13-5. So the Knights lose in extra innings, have a tough 8th inning. Guilford scoring 8 times in the 8th inning to go on for the victory, and the Knights lose game 1 of this doubleheader. That's going to wrap things up here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights softball.